Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. It's Wednesday content day. Now I know last Wednesday I didn't provide a video. The last video I provided was about the mill lantern. And I know, I've been slipping. But hey, I've been really busy. Last Wednesday I had an opportunity to see a friend that I haven't seen in a while. And he came over and he bought a lantern that I sent him a link to on eBay, and he actually won it. He wanted a square tube lantern, so I found a 1920s Victor. And he bought it, he won it. He tried for several others that I sent him, but this one he finally won. And it was the best one anyways. I think the right thing happened, and I'm very happy for him. So shout out to Anthony in Pomona. So yeah, good stuff. So, last Wednesday I was socializing and I didn't have a chance to make a video. And I was going to make a video this past weekend. Yes, I was, but I didn't because I was out of town. I went to Goff's. Good old Goff's out there in the Mojave Preserve. And yeah. So that was fun. Come on. That's better. So I went to Goff's. But only for one night. I didn't stay 2 nights this time, like last year, which is fine. I wanted to get home anyways, but it was a nice visit. It was great. Took some fun pictures. I posted them on my Facebook. I did make a video on my phone, and I probably will upload that as just a little bonus feature. I should let this dry out a little bit. It wants to peter out. Anyways, so yeah, it's been a busy weekend. You know, of course, Thanksgiving and all that, and yeah, it's been busy. But anyways, we're finally here on Wednesday, back to normal, back to our usual content providing day. So over the weekend, I did get a comment on one of my previous videos, and it was actually on the video that I celebrated or recognized 500 subscribers. Let's go to that comment, shall we? Yeah. I forget when I made that video. It was this year, I know. Let's see. Give me a moment. Oh, there we go. Let's see. No. Wow. Did I post that on August 9th? That I hit 500 subscribers on August 9th this year? I'll be darned. 26 likes, 196 views. Well, hot dang. August. Wow, August. Crazy that. Okay, well, anyways. The comment. And this was commented by Moto Pumpkin. Congrats on 600 now. I started collecting lanterns about a year ago, and I've been so interested to learn the history of these. I can't wait to watch all your videos. Well, thank you, Moto Pumpkin. I do appreciate that. 600, that happened kind of fast because it took a long time for me to get to 500. Yes, it did. So, wow, 600. Now, I just checked. It's 606 now. So we're just still climbing up there. Come on. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you so much for your subscriptions and your following the channel. I'm glad I'm doing something that everyone seems to enjoy. Well, not everyone, but you know, lantern people. Yes, antique-minded types. Yeah. So thank you. I wanted to go back in time. So let's go back to 2018. I'd just say late 2018. Yeah. Late 2018. Yeah. And I was starting to buy lanterns again. Yeah. Starting to buy lanterns again. I bought a square tube Victor, circa 1900, off eBay for a fair price. I think I paid 40 something for it. And I got it, and it held oil, and I burned it the night that I got it. I did not waste any time, and that thing was turnkey. I was happy with it. Yep. So awesome. But soon after that, I saw a single wire guard Victor pop up on eBay. And I was like, woo, ooh, that's nice. Had great dark patina, no rust, and had copious amounts of sweated tin, or solder as they call it. Sorry, Mr. 17, just bumped the box there. And it was striking. It was striking. The photographs were great. They took perfect photographs of it, and it had just this original as found appeal to it. It just was like preserved. It was perfect. But a lot of other people saw it too, and it got away from me. It went for more than I was prepared to pay. And at that time, my mindset, stupid thing, my mind was frozen in the earlier days where lanterns were $15, $20, $30 a piece, right? So spending $40 plus on a square tube lantern wasn't exactly out of the question. It just was a little uncomfortable for me at the time. But I paid it because all the other square tube Dietz Victors that I found prior to that in antique malls were very expensive for rusted hulks of crap. Why? I don't know. Just because, oh, well, square tubes means Old West, and we're in the Old West, and we're going to charge this price for this because of that. Well, you know. No. So, well, I got the lantern I wanted. I wanted to add a square tube Victor to the queue, to the stuff that I had, which was only a handful of high-lows. And so I'm like, okay, well, I got a square tube Victor. I'm happy. It was a 1900 era one, crosswire guards, all that stuff. You know, $18.99, right around there. So I thought I had the piece. Well, then eBay shows me that other one, the one with the single guard, and its beautiful age and everything. I was like, ooh, okay, I'll watch it. Well, I was outbid. I think I bid $70 on that. And it went for 100 and something. I think 120 bucks. I don't blame it. I don't blame people for going after that one. It was gorgeous. And I saved the pictures of that auction. I saved the pictures because I liked it so much. It was just beautiful. Nicely presented too. They used, I think they laid it on a very smooth concrete floor or something like that, because it just had some really neat gray tones and dimension. I'm an artist. I've noticed these things, right? I noticed the presentation, and it was very well done. I appreciated it. But anyways, I'm not going to go on about that crap. So I missed that one. And then another one came up, and it was fairly surface rust. It wasn't compensated, but it looked sturdy. It looked intact. So I won that one. I think for $65. Yeah, and I got it. It had a red, ruby red globe marked Universal, patented 1928, something like that. It was a ruby red Universal globe that we find in most Embury 210s or whatever. At the time, I didn't know. I kept it. I had it for a while, and I think I put it in an Embury at some point, and off it went with somebody else that I sold it to. But what else? What was I going to say? So I had this early Victor, and I found a proper globe for it, and it looked perfect, right? Well, I started watching the videos that Bob the Lantern Guy posted on YouTube. And it's funny how I found Bob the Lantern Guy's videos. It was purely by chance. And I I had just purchased that earlier, well, the Victor that I just mentioned, not the early one, but the 1900 one. And I bought that, and I was just Googling pictures of Dietz lanterns. And I found this thumbnail of a guy with two lanterns, which was a Victor and a Acme Inspector. So I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. There's a guy with lanterns, and I wondered what his story is. So I clicked on the picture, and it took me to a YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh, this guy lights these lanterns. He's talking about these lanterns. Well, that's interesting. And it was like only 6, 7, 8 minutes long, and I watched it, and he's sitting there talking about these lanterns, and he's lighting lanterns and just sitting there just talking about it. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. And I liked his presentation. I liked his, his delivery. Everything was. So I started watching his videos, and I'm like, this guy's fun. I like him. He's a character. I connected with him, so I'm like, all right, cool. I like lanterns, and being getting into these lanterns around 8.5, 9 years old, I was the only one that I knew of that liked old lanterns, and for the longest time, and anybody else that I casually met that did like lanterns were, retired senior citizens, older guys, and that's cool. They have the time and the extra capital to collect nice stuff. They had mostly railroad lanterns, and that's fine. That's a big collecting circle, railroad lanterns. It's a whole entire different thing than tubulars. But yeah, I mean, of course the age gap kept me from hanging out with these guys and learning things. Because, just it was vastly huge age gap. But anyhow, and also I was a kid. I couldn't drive anywhere and hang out with these guys and do any, it was just poor timing. But it was nice to connect with Bob through his channel and get to know him and, connect with another lantern collector, because I had that, lack of that growing up. So I sent him a message. Well, I commented on his videos, and it's like, hey, great videos. Hey, nice lanterns, really cool stuff. And then so I made a video of that early Victor that I bought off of eBay. And I'll leave a link in the description for that video. So I'll go back, I'll dig it up for you guys. I'll leave it a link in there so you can go right directly to it. And it's the very first lantern video I ever made. And I mainly made it just to send a link to Bob so he could watch it and get feedback off of that lantern from him. And it's only like 3-4 minutes long. It's not long at all. I'm not even in it. And some of my very first videos, I'm not in the videos. I don't know, not really shy, maybe self-conscious. I don't know. I didn't think that maybe I had any real, I don't know. I was just, maybe self-conscious anyways. I didn't think I should be in them because the focus is the lanterns. Yeah, we know how that worked out. Here we are. So this Victor I bought in 2021, March of 2021, won it off of eBay. And I did go for this one because I really like the patina. The aesthetic of this thing is really quite perfect. I mean, it's just, it came out of Arizona, and I liked that story. I liked how it was in Arizona, and it has this beautiful, Dietz 98 globe. It's gorgeous. Nice strike on there. But anyways, when I bought this thing, then I started thinking like, well, I probably don't need to have two of these. And the other one I had evaporusted. I used evaporust on it, and it left pits in the metal because it was rusty. And looking back at it now, hindsight, I should have left it alone. I should have just done the WD-40 scrub down, and that's it. I shouldn't have evaporusted it. Now, evaporust is a great product. I'm not saying it's not. It's just, it removed every bit of rust, that's its job. But when you have something that's got surface rust, there's in my opinion, there's a brink. And if you pass the brink or the point of no return, then in my opinion, it was too clean. It was too clean, and I didn't like the pits. I mean, most collectors don't like pits, but if it's rusty and it's got some pits, it wears its age better, I think. That's just my personal opinion. My Burger Bale lift that I showed you recently, that has pits on the fount, but it's still kind of rusty and dark brown, and it looks, it seems to suit it, is what I'm saying. It's not in a point where it's going to rust more and crumble apart. It's structurally sound, but with pits, I don't like it, and I don't like them to look too clean because it looks weird. If you have a clean, polished lantern, but then pits in the middle, it just, I don't know. It doesn't suit me. That's not my taste. So I like the lantern. It had some meaning to me because it was my first single wire guard early Victor, and it has a great story about it, but I should have left it alone or not cleaned it up as much as I did. So I got the one I really liked. Why should I keep the other one? So I sold it. And it's now in the hands of another collector who really likes it and appreciates it. So I think that's a win-win. I have what I want. They have what they want. So that's great. No problems. No problems at all. But anyway, so this one represents that first Victor that I made a video of. So it's standing here as a reminder of my roots of lantern videos. So yeah. Well, shall we light the old guy? I think we shall. Let's light this old guy. This really is a favorite lantern of mine. I still enjoy this thing. And lately I've been burning it at night, and you just can't really go wrong with a nice Dietz Victor. They're very easy to maintain, and they burn well. As long as everything's in order, you know, good burner, clean air tubes, and clean fuel. You can't go wrong with these. No. That's a decent little flame. I think that's a good flame, right? Yeah, it's not bad. But anyways, this thing just has all the charm, the character that I really dig in these antique lanterns. And so this one is definitely going nowhere. No. I have another lantern that's very similar, but it's just slightly earlier. It's the side lift tubular, which essentially is a Victor, just without the locking bend in the globe wire. See how this has a little bend right there? So the lift lever locks in place. Sorry. See how that locks right there? Yeah. The side lift doesn't have that. It's just a continuous smooth ring. Anyway, yeah. So I am keeping this and the side lift. They're different models, essentially the same, but sold differently, branded names. And it's interesting how Dietz had similar models to each other with different names. And by the turn of the century, 1900, they've dropped a lot of repetitious models, we should say. But in the late 1800s, late 19th century, I should say, lanterns were still very used. I mean, there was a lot of uses for tubular lanterns, so they had a lot of models because in that day, a lot of models meant more options and more sales. But by the turn of the century, when electricity started becoming more of a thing, widely used, it started to taper off. But not really as much until the 1940s and 50s, and it really dropped off. My apologies, friends. My apologies. Monrovia Fire Department has a call. I will say this. Our first responders here in town, they're good guys. They really are. The men and women with our law enforcement and our fire department, they're wonderful. They are very quick to respond. Now, that's kind of goes to say with a small town, not gonna lie. But there's a lot of pride that a lot of Monrovians have for our first responders. Absolutely. So, this little Victor is burning as a reminder of my very first video. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. We're coming to our time limit together. But thank you again for making the channel what it is. Because without subscribers, would I still be doing this? Maybe. I don't know. I started out just doing this just for fun and sharing videos with Bob. Sadly, he's gone now. He passed away in, I think, July of 2020. No, it wasn't because of the pandemic. It was other health complications that he was struggling with, and sadly, we lost him because of that. But he was in constant pain, and he wasn't really all that comfortable to begin with because of those pains. So, wherever you are, Bob, this one's for you. Absolutely. Miss you, buddy. And you guys all take care, and we'll be seeing you guys again sooner than later. Hopefully I'll have another video up by Saturday or Sunday. I think I'm going to have a pretty open weekend. Friday's busy, but this weekend I should be able to make another video and show some progress on another project. Does that sound good? I think so. All right, friends, take it easy, and we'll see you again very soon. Have a great week.